15 seconds. Guidance internal. 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. Ignition sequence start. Engines armed. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All engines running. Launch commit. Liftoff. We have liftoff at 9:34 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. The tower is clear.
And we have a roll program. Roger. You have good thrust and all by that. Things going up. Roll complete. Roger. And we have a 50 program. Roger.
Hey guys and gals, Maku 1974 back at you with another episode of our Apollo Kerbal Space Program series. Today we are doing Apollo 15. Another nice little intro there for us to ponder over about the wonderful American space program and how that actually worked out for you. I do have some news for you that most of you probably don't really care about, but it really irritates the hell out of me. And that is how YouTube does, what do you call them? Violations of songs. You know how people put songs on and they get hit? Well, my last video of Apollo 11 was actually hit with a song, and the song is not even in my video. The landing part on the moon is actually part of some song made by some weird people. So the content thing recognized the words of the landing as the song. And so at this point, as the video is playing, the people that have that song are making money off of my video. And obviously I am not, which is very heart concerning to me and very annoying because I put a lot of time into these videos, and you know, it's kind of how I get my little hobby paid for right there, of doing stuff like this. You know, my content is free to you guys, but my time is not so free. So it's nice to every once. I mean, even though my channel doesn't even, I guess we can't even, I don't know why we can't discuss this stuff, but I guess we can't discuss the whole monetization and YouTube partner thing and what we actually make. But put it this way, I probably couldn't even afford to go to McDonald's with what I make off of this page. So when some other asshole takes my not McDonald's money, it little pisses me off a little bit. So yeah, a little heart concerning when I mean, it's just the way that whole system works. It's not a foolproof system. Obviously it looks for certain words and certain recordings to recognize music videos, and yeah, that's how that works. So if you guys are wondering about that, I'm sure you weren't, but I thought I would just, give you a hint in case that video disappears, because a lot of times what a lot of scams have been going on in YouTube right now is for songwriters to use popular things in their songs. I'm sure this is not what this is. I'm sure it's just a problem with a thing, but they make these crappy songs and to put popular speeches in it, like from all the presidents, all the free stuff, all of the audio content in my videos are free, either from YouTube or some other music. All of the Apollo landing stuff is free content given to the public by the American government, and there's no reason why anybody should be getting a content advisory or anything on video using that stuff. That is free stuff. It's open to the public. You can download it where you want. I make very sure not to play music. I even get rid of the music that's in the games most of the time, because even that can cause problems with content advisories or content hints on music and stuff. So it makes me mad that I got hit for something that is not even in my video. A song that's not in my video is just, it just grabs everything. So anyway, here we go. If you're watching anything, that little video up top there, I'm sorry we missed that, but the new Apollo program has a lunar module on it, a lunar rover, and the lunar rover is being built right here. I'm showing it up in the top screen there of what's going on with how I built it, what I decided to do. I tried many different things, like right there I'm trying to actually attach it to the side. And the problem when you attach something to the side like that, especially in Kerbal Space Program, this is 0.90 of Kerbal Space Program. 1.0 is on the way, it's actually in experimentals, but for right now this is 0.90. The problem when you add it to the side like that is you offset your rocket, so you have to have, you know, symmetry, sorry. So if I was going to put a rocket on the side like that, I would actually have to have the symmetry on the other side. So I'd have to have two rovers on the actual lander to make it work, or I'd have to have something on the other side that was of equal weight, which is a little bit difficult to do when you're trying to compare the rover's weight to something else, you know, something you want to put on there. So, and plus it makes the rocket look ugly. So the system I ended up going into is what you actually see on the main screen right now, is that basically an over and under system where the lander is sitting on top of the rover, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to land the lander on the moon, and then I'm going to separate the stage that goes back up and docks with the command module, and it's gonna land. It's got legs itself. So what's going on is that we have to pick a new spot to land, and I believe this time I had to land. Oh, where are we landing this time? Blah blah blah. Mess up docking port. Blah blah. Hey, you're not showing it. I can't see it right now. I forgot. This was a little bit a while ago. Obviously, the lander, your vessel. There's a couple new additions to the contract requirements, and one of the requirements is the badly spelled must have rover wheels on rover on your vessel, which is, you know, complete bad sentencing and all that stuff. I did a lot of the same things I did in the last video. I actually no, I did it here. What I'm doing here is I forget in my head that what's going on with the objectives not turning green, but I know they're not going to turn green because this vessel is now older than the contract, which means you cannot do any contracts with these vessels that have that particular thing. So here we go. Now we're doing the landing. Now we can get a better look at the lander. The basic premise of it, and now that I think about it, it's already too late because most of the videos have already been done, but this lander could have been much better if I did it a little bit different, and we'll probably change it up for the newer series that we'll talk about after we do Apollo 17, which will be the next video after this, which will be next week, and we'll get more into how I'm going to expand the Apollo missions for Mission Controller from version 1.0. Apollo 17 is not yet available to you guys because it's in development only, and I figured I'd just wait till version 1.0 of Kerbal Space Program to release all this. So yeah, I mean, I'm getting Mission Controller ready for Kerbal Space Program 1.0. I have gotten rid of a few things that will be added to the new Kerbal Space Program, like you'll no longer be charged by Mission Controller for your pilots. That will be an option now in the actual Kerbal Space Program. You will be actually charged. It's going to be a very interesting system too, because it's based on how many Kerbals you have. So the more you have, the more expensive they cost, which I don't know if that's going to work or not, but we'll try out. This landing, I am trying to get out of that crater. So I can land on flat land. So there it is. That's what it is. And we're coming down. I do have the video sped up, so we're just trying to keep the video under par for we're not going too fast. Here we go, doing the landing. I'm kind of excited for Kerbal Space Program 1.0. It sounds exciting to me. I don't have to install Deadly Reentry anymore or any kind of FAR. You know, we're going to have all kinds of new stuff. A couple other mission controller options that are going to be in is that a few of the contracts will be disabled by default now, like satellite missions, and a few of the wait, here we go. Actually, we're landing right here. Okay, a few of the civilian missions will be done different. Will be actually disabled by default. You can always re-enable them if you want in the settings menu, but since 1.0 of Kerbal Space Program is going to have its own civilian missions, I will disable most of them for 1.0, but if you want to play them again, you can. The other few changes that I plan on making that I can't really discuss right now, but if I actually do them, if I have the time to do them or not. I've been making videos and doing other stuff, so it's been hard to do any programming. So here we go. We're going to get the top lander off of this. So my idea is to keep the rover on the bottom half and roll it off. Well, that doesn't work. I don't know if it's a mesh issue or whatever. The idea I was thinking that I should have done was actually have the rover attached to the top lander, and when it lands, it can drop it off. And then I can land the rover. It takes a little bit more precision to do that, and you have to mess around with a few things, but that's fine. So here we go. If you notice, there is no Jebediah Kerbin on this one. This is all new pilots, training new pilots to be good pilots. So, trying to get this up and going. I did a lot of testing on Earth on this, and it works on Earth, but it doesn't seem to work very well on the moon. You saw me put the landing gear up there. It was actually the wrong size, so we got to actually put that down. This is how I did it on Earth. I made it kind of fall forward, but it won't fall forward in this. As we can see here, oh, that was just actually a Sepratron that just blew up. But anyway, I can't move on this, so I can't actually roll off of this. So I'm trying to get. He's not stuck because I redesigned this later, and it's just that it doesn't seem like he can drive on top of things or not. So I try to do this. Let's see if we can push it off. And this is how I did it on Kerbin. I pushed it off. Unfortunately, it likes to get flung up in the air like that, and I'm a little bit worried it's gonna blow up. And no, crap. So now it's on its side. So this is the difficult part of trying to do this, and I keep trying to push it and keep trying to push it over, try to flip it over, and it's not really working out well. It's just a little bit too heavy for a moon environment. Thinking I'm screwed on this, I kind of like, oh crap. So great, I can't actually use the rover in here. Not a very good design for a rover delivery system, but not much I can do about it. Those are just pieces. They just like to randomly blow up. Pieces that fall off of vessels and stuff, singly like that, like to fall off. So yeah, we'll just keep trying to flip this over. I actually tried to sit in the seats, see if I can flip it over that way, but yeah, no, they come up as blocked, so that's not going to work. I eventually come up with a plan, and we'll kind of skip all the 30 minutes of trying to flip this thing over that I did, and we'll go right to the plan. Hopefully you guys can see what I came up with in a few seconds here. Let's go. I'm going to start pushing it towards the plan. So, if I push this this thing up against this, that elevator system should be able to flip that. That is the plan. So, here we go. Let's see if this gets done. I gotta get him under there to push it, and bam, baby! Look at that! Look at that! Oh, now we gotta chase after it because it's rolling off. All right, so there we go. Jebediah, not Jebediah, but now we are in our lunar lander. It's upside right. Upside right. Does that even make sense? I don't know. I don't know if that makes sense or not. So we're going to get everybody on here. We're going to go for a little ride. Actually, he's going to ride around a little bit. Oh, he's going to enjoy his little go-to there. Look at me go. Testing it out on the moon to see how well it handles. It will almost certainly flip over if I go too fast. But I am putting it through its paces to see how fast I can actually get this thing going. He's doing some cookies. Nice. Nice. Alright. Doing our test. Getting everything done. That's right. There we go. What are we writing today? We landed, the rover turned over, but we made it. That's basically what that said. Apollo 15. Apollo 15 was actually the first use of a lunar rover for the Apollo missions. If you guys want to know that stuff, it went pretty well. They traveled some distance away. I don't know right off the top of my head what it was. Obviously, they have to stay close enough to the lander before they can get back in case the rover actually broke down. So we are kind of doing what they did. We're bringing the rover a little bit away from the lander, kind of doing what its purpose is to allow us to go further than we would when we can just walk, when we don't want to walk. So I'm thinking I want to head to the rim of that crater, but things are a lot farther than you actually think in Kerbal Space Program. So they usually doesn't work out very well. I think I got about 300 or 400 meters away, and then I was like, yeah, I'll go back. I really wish there was more stuff to do with rovers in Kerbal Space Program. You know, more sciencey stuff that were just rover specific or something like that. But doesn't seem to be the case. So let's just get back to taking off and going back to the command module and returning to Kerbin. Another classic intercept that we have to do. I think I actually do pretty well on this one, if I remember correctly. I think I intercept him right above us. So it's probably... Yeah, I'm pretty sure we got an interception right above us on this one. So here we go. I'm really pleased with how well the lander and yeah, see, I got an intercept right at the top of it. That's pretty damn good. How well the lander and the command module and how the Apollo spacecraft in general works so well. Other than the rover delivery, everything seems to just work pretty damn spiffy. I don't have to do any kind of weird things other than with the rover. The rover, I could come up with a better system, and maybe later I will upgrade the system to be a little bit better. But everything seems to work well. If anybody wants a ship file of the Apollo that I am using, just give me a shout. This is the Apollo J series, so this is the newest one for this mission that we are using right now, and things seem to be going swimmingly. Obviously, if you get if I make the ship file available, you'll have to have the mods that I have installed, and I'd have to check what mods I have on this right now. I'm not sure. I mean, I use a lot of stock stuff, but I also use a lot of other mods like the tanks and stuff, but I'm pretty sure mostly everything on here is stock. I might be incorrect. Of course, I also have the issue that I use the sizing mod there that changes the size of all the tanks, so I can make them as what I want, when I want, and all that stuff. So that could be an issue too. So it could be an issue for people just sort of matching what I have. So I'd probably have to make I don't know how to do that. Maybe anybody has any ideas, you can other than listing all the mods I have installed, which is the only way you could actually do it, then that would be good. So anyway, we are getting a injection to Kerbin going here. Our classic way of doing it. You burn from the front facing Kerbin, and that will get you to Kerbin without too much delta V cost. You just burn away. It looks like you're gonna go to space, but you're not. Actually tricked ya. We'll go into Kerbin. If you guys are wondering how that works, I think I've said it in many videos before of how to do it correctly. You can almost do the same thing when you go to Minmus, but it's a little bit harder because Minmus is at an angle, so it's hard to get that angle correct. So usually I actually kind of just get into an orbit of Kerbin first, and then I actually do my thing. So let's get rid of this thing. Bye bye. Putting our landing in here. Coming down, making sure we don't burn up. I'm pretty happy with how well the heat shield can last. Obviously, if I didn't have that heat shield, that would be happening to my pod right now. It would be blowing to hell. So I use about, I would say, almost half of the heat shield with a reentry from the moon, which is pretty damn good if you actually think about it. So we come in at about, what, 3,200 meters per second, and then we get slowed down to absolutely nothing and land. So there we go. So there you go, guys. Apollo 15, a successful mission, even though I kind of screwed up loading the mission first and had to cheat the actual ending because none of the objectives will stick. This is an older spacecraft. We have completed another mission, and we have a new mission coming. Next episode will be Apollo 17. Unfortunately for you guys, if you have Mission Controller right now, this is where the Apollo missions actually end. But when 1.0 of KSP comes out, you will not have that issue anymore. So this is Malkuth 1974. Thanks for watching. See ya.